Welcome to MakeCAPApps DiffPair Properties Part 2, a BorntoRoute MakeCAP app for capture users. BorntoRoute is proud to be a Cadence Connections partner. MakeCAPApps are available online at www.borntoroute.com. Please watch our other movies on the BorntoRoute YouTube channel. Welcome to MakeCAPApps DiffPair Properties Part 2. In Part 1, we saw how to create property values for diff pairs. And in Part 2, we want to see how to apply those to selected diff pairs. I'd like to start by going to the Choose Diff Pairs button on the DiffPair property screen. And we're going to see all the diff pairs that are in the capture schematic at this time. We can select some or all of these. I'm going to select all of them. And they're going to load in the bottom of the diff pair property form. Each row is going to be a different diff pair. And in the grid view, you'll see all the properties that are currently applied. And I've got a set of properties applied to one of these diff pairs. If you were to look in Property Editor, you would see this same view in Capture, and you would think that's all there is to it. I'll just add some more properties, but that wouldn't be quite the case. So let's close this for a moment. We want to use this opportunity to introduce you to the MakeCAPApp Enhanced View Flow. This is built in at no cost with all copies of MakeCAPApps, and it allows you to bring the Constraint Manager environment to your capture desktop via MakeCAPApps. You do not need any additional Cadence licenses to do this. And there's several ways to do it. In this example, I want to read the BRD file that's associated with this schematic, because in here are some constraint sets and also some other diff pairs have been defined but not back annotated yet to capture, and you'd like to be able to know all this information as you work in capture. Show inherited properties. I'm going to open up the diff pair property screen and choose diff pairs. And now I see that there's more than 4 diff pairs defined. There's 8. 4 of them are defined in Constraint Manager and 4 of them in Capture. So I'm going to select all of them because I can add properties in Capture to diff pairs that are in Constraint Manager but haven't been back annotated yet to the schematic. So now when I open my form, I see a little different kind of a view. I see the additional 4 diff pairs, and I can look at those here with a pop-up, and I can punch in and see who's in the pair and more hierarchical information if I want. So I can see all the various mappings and classes and things in Constraint Manager I couldn't see in Capture. But more importantly, I can see that there are some bilayer C-sets applied to and inherited to these nets in Capture that if I netlisted over to Constraint Manager, I already have values that some designer or engineer has applied in the constraint set over in CM, and maybe I don't want to override those, or maybe I do, but what I really want to do is make sure I know about them. So in this instance, to bring the enhanced view over, we read the BRD file. You can see that we can read DCF files from Constraint Manager, and most importantly for differential pairs, we can read TEC files in MakeCAPApps. Now TEC files are not schematic specific, which means that if you want to create a library of constraint sets with rules by layer for differential pair impedances, among other kinds, you can create those, and using the constraint set MakeCAPApp, you can see these details and apply them. But regardless, in all occasions, you can in fact see any mappings that have already occurred in Constraint Manager as you decide how to constrain your nets in Capture. What I'm going to use in this example is I'm going to highlight this one differential pair where I've created rules. And I'm going to use the copy selected row to fields. This is the DiffPair constraint design reuse button. And now I can take all the rules out of this DiffPair and use that either to populate my form or use that as a starting point for my form. And you can see that VISUEYES has displayed that DiffPair and all those rules. So now I have my form populated. I could change values in here if I wanted, and I will, just to explore how to use this. Now what you can do in the DiffPair property form is you can apply any or all of these properties to any or all of these differential pairs. We do that by selecting where we want the rule to go. So I will highlight line width just in these first 4 differential pairs. And I press the button Apply Fields to Selected Cells. And so only the line width rule will apply to the highlighted cells. And because net level rules override rules by layer or C-sets or any other rules, my 8 mil rule now is the rule on these nets. Now if I'd like to apply all the rules to these first 4 differential pairs, I can highlight them by row, and applying fields to the selected cells will take all of these values and apply them to all 4 of these differential pairs. And if I want to select all, then I can apply all these fields to all the differential pairs. And then to save these to capture, all I have to do is press the Save button. Now please join us for other movies, especially on C-set Assigner, which in conjunction with the enhanced view will show you all available C-sets, all the rules by layer that exist in your text file library, for instance, allow you to sort on values, and also let you view all the C-sets by properties and values, and then select any nets that you would like and apply these C-sets in Capture, so when they flow forward net listing to Constraint Manager, all those nets will be assigned all the values, especially by layer, in your C-sets. Thank you.